Tonight, we dive into the hidden world beneath the waves, a realm of silent hunters, mysterious predators, and creatures that have perfected the art of survival in the deep ocean. From the colossal giant squid to the stealthy hunters of the Twilight Zone, we'll explore the strategies, rivalries, and secrets of the ocean's deadliest predators. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Also, let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. It's always fascinating to see who's joining us from around the world. Now dim the lights and let's ease into tonight's journey together. Welcome to Hunters of the Deep, Predators Beneath the Waves. Beneath the waves lies Earth's final frontier, a realm where darkness reigns and pressure crushes. Here, in the depths of our oceans, evolution has crafted the most magnificent predators our planet has ever known. These are the hunters of the deep, masters of domains where sunlight never reaches and where the weak simply disappear. Welcome to a world where giants battle giants, where intelligence meets raw power, and where survival depends on strategies honed over millions of years. This is the story of apex predators, the undisputed rulers of the ocean's depths. To understand these apex hunters, we must first understand their kingdom. The ocean is not a uniform wilderness. It's a layered realm, each zone presenting unique challenges and opportunities for predation. In the epipelagic zone, the sunlit surface waters extending down 200 meters, life thrives in abundance. Here, great white sharks patrol like living torpedoes, their keen senses attuned to the slightest vibration, the faintest trace of blood. These apex predators have ruled these waters for over 400 million years, surviving multiple mass extinctions that claimed the dinosaurs. Their secret? Perfect design, married to adaptable intelligence. Below lies the mesopelagic, the Twilight Zone. Here, between 200 and 1,000 meters deep, a different kind of warfare unfolds. This is the realm of ambush predators, where bioluminescence becomes both weapon and camouflage. But deeper still, in the bathypelagic and abyssopelagic zones, the midnight waters, dwell the ocean's true titans. Here, where pressure reaches crushing extremes and eternal darkness reigns, we find battles that dwarf any surface encounter. People often think of the deep ocean as empty, lifeless. Nothing could be further from the truth. These depths harbor some of Earth's most sophisticated predators, creatures that have evolved hunting strategies so advanced, they challenge our understanding of animal intelligence. In the blue waters off coastlines around the world, a drama as old as the ocean itself unfolds daily. The great white shark, Carcharodon carcharias, is perhaps evolution's most efficient killing machine. 20 feet of pure predatory perfection, capable of launching its 3-ton body completely out of the water at speeds of 35 miles per hour. But raw power is only part of their arsenal. Great whites possess sensors that border on supernatural. Their ampulla of Lorenzini can detect electrical fields as weak as a billionth of a volt, the equivalent of sensing the electrical activity of a fish's gills from several feet away. They can detect a single drop of blood diluted in 25 gallons of water from a quarter mile away. A great white doesn't just hunt, it strategizes. These sharks use sophisticated ambush techniques, approaching from angles that maximize surprise while minimizing energy expenditure. They're calculating predators, capable of learning and adapting their hunting strategies based on experience. Their teeth, up to 300 razor-sharp serrated triangles, are replaced throughout their lifetime. A single great white may go through 30,000 teeth, each one designed for a specific purpose, to slice through flesh and bone with surgical precision. The front teeth are pointed for gripping, while the side teeth are triangular and serrated for cutting. Perhaps most remarkable is their thermal regulation system. Unlike most fish, great whites can warm their blood through a countercurrent heat exchange system called a rete mirabile. This gives them enhanced muscle performance in cold waters, a biological advantage that extends their hunting range far beyond tropical seas and allows them to generate the explosive power needed for their spectacular breaching attacks. When a great white attacks, the strike represents the culmination of millions of years of evolutionary refinement. The shark uses the deep blue water as camouflage, rising from below where prey animals have poor vision. The attack begins with a calculated approach, often from depths of 40 feet or more. Using every muscle fiber in perfect coordination, the predator transforms into a living missile, capable of hitting its target with a force of 18,000 newtons per square inch. The great white's hunting success isn't just about individual prowess, it's about understanding their ecosystem. They've learned to exploit the behavior patterns of their prey, timing their attacks to coincide with seal rookery activities, migration patterns, and even tidal changes that affect prey vulnerability. If great whites are the ocean's perfect killing machines, then sperm whales are its master strategists. These leviathans, the largest toothed predators on Earth, possess brains weighing 17 pounds, 6 times larger than our own. But size isn't everything. When it comes to sperm whale intelligence, it's the complexity that astounds researchers. Faceta macrocephalus doesn't just dive deep, it journeys to alien worlds. Descending over 7,000 feet into crushing darkness, these whales hunt in pressures that would instantly kill most surface creatures. They can hold their breath for up to 2 hours, their bodies perfectly adapted for these extreme conditions through specialized blood chemistry that stores oxygen more efficiently than any other mammal. Their target in these depths are the ocean's most elusive giants, creatures so legendary they've inspired myths and nightmares for centuries. But catching these prey requires more than just diving deep. It requires intelligence, strategy, and weapons unlike anything else in the natural world. Sperm whale intelligence manifests in ways that challenge our understanding of animal cognition. They have distinct dialects that vary between family groups, suggesting not just communication, but culture. These acoustic signatures are passed down through generations, with young whales learning the specific language of their clan. Research has revealed that sperm whales with similar dialects associate with each other, even when they're not related, suggesting they recognize and choose social partners based on cultural affinity. Their weapon of choice is sound itself, the most powerful biological sonar system on Earth. Sperm whales generate focused acoustic beams reaching 230 decibels, loud enough to disorient, even kill their prey. To put this in perspective, a jet engine produces about 140 decibels. The whale's clicks are generated in a complex organ called the spermaceti organ, located in their massive foreheads. This biological sonar is so sophisticated, it can create detailed three-dimensional images of objects hundreds of meters away. Unlike human sonar, which provides simple range and bearing information, whale echolocation can reveal internal structure, density, and even the emotional state of other whales. They can essentially see inside things, detecting air-filled swim bladders in fish or the internal organs of potential prey. The hunting strategies employed by sperm whales reveal a level of cooperation and planning rarely seen in the animal kingdom. Family groups coordinate their dives, with some members acting as sentries at the surface, while others hunt in the depths. They share information about prey locations through complex acoustic signals, and they've been observed working together to herd and capture large squid. Young sperm whales learn to hunt through a process that can only be described as education. Mothers take their calves on practice dives, teaching them how to use their sonar effectively, how to recognize different types of prey, and how to navigate the three-dimensional maze of the deep ocean. This learning process can take years, with adolescent whales gradually taking on more challenging prey as their skills develop. For centuries, it was legend, the Kraken, a monster from sailors' nightmares. Today we know it as Architeuthis dux, the giant squid, one of the ocean's most magnificent and mysterious predators. Despite their legendary status, giant squid remain among the most elusive creatures on Earth, with living specimens rarely observed in their natural habitat. Reaching lengths of 43 feet, with tentacles that can extend even further, giant squid are perfectly adapted for life in the eternal darkness of the deep ocean. Their eyes, the size of dinner plates, are the largest in the animal kingdom, capable of detecting the faintest traces of bioluminescence from distances that would render most creatures effectively blind. These massive eyes aren't just for show. They're precision instruments evolved for hunting in the abyss. Each eye contains a lens the size of an orange and can gather light with an efficiency that rivals the most sophisticated camera equipment. In the deep ocean, where the only light comes from bioluminescent creatures, the ability to detect and interpret these faint signals means the difference between eating and starving. But their most formidable weapons are their tentacles, lined with rotating hooks that can grip with crushing force. Each sucker contains thousands of sharp-toothed rings, designed to prevent any escape once prey is caught. Unlike the suction cups of their smaller relatives, giant squid suckers are equipped with razor-sharp hooks that can rotate independently, allowing them to maintain grip even on the most slippery prey. The giant squid's hunting arsenal doesn't stop there. Their beak, harder than most metals, can slice through flesh and blubber with surgical precision. Made of a protein called chitin, the same material found in insect exoskeletons, the beak is the only hard part of the squid's body, allowing it to maintain its grip while the rest of the animal remains fluid and flexible. Giant squid aren't just big. They're incredibly sophisticated hunters. Their nervous system is fundamentally different from vertebrates, with intelligence distributed throughout their body rather than centralized in a single brain. 2/3 of their neurons are actually located in their arms, giving each tentacle a degree of independent intelligence that allows for incredibly complex and coordinated movements. This distributed intelligence allows for hunting strategies that seem almost supernatural. Giant squid can change color and texture instantly, becoming invisible against any background through specialized cells called chromatophores. They can coordinate their tentacles independently, creating living nets to trap prey, while simultaneously processing sensory information from multiple sources. The giant squid's jet propulsion system allows for rapid movement in any direction, making them formidable both as predators and as prey. By forcing water through their funnel-shaped siphon, they can accelerate instantly, reaching speeds that allow them to catch fast-moving fish or escape from even larger predators. Research has revealed that giant squid are far from the mindless monsters of maritime legend. They exhibit complex behaviors, including problem-solving abilities, learning from experience, and even what appears to be play behavior in juveniles. Their hunting strategies vary based on prey type, environmental conditions, and individual experience, suggesting a level of cognitive flexibility that rivals many vertebrates. When titans clash in the deep, the battles are epic beyond imagination. Sperm whale against giant squid, intelligence against intelligence, bulk against agility, sound against stealth. These encounters represent some of the most dramatic predator-prey interactions on Earth, taking place in an alien world where pressure would crush surface dwellers instantly. The evidence of these encounters is written on the whales' bodies. Circular scars from squid suckers, some reaching 18 inches across. These aren't just feeding marks. They're battle wounds from squid species even larger than those we've discovered. Scientists have found squid beaks in sperm whale stomachs that correspond to animals over 60 feet long, suggesting that our largest specimens represent only a fraction of what exists in the deep. The battle begins when a whale's sonar detects the telltale signature of a large cephalopod. Giant squid have learned to remain motionless when they detect whale echolocation, but their size makes them difficult to hide completely. The whale must position itself carefully. Giant squid are capable of inflicting serious damage with their hooks and beak. The whale's strategy relies on its acoustic weaponry. Those 30 decibel clicks aren't just for navigation. They can be focused into a beam powerful enough to stun or disorient prey. The whale aims this acoustic lance at the squid's most vulnerable point, its distributed nervous system. A direct hit can temporarily paralyze sections of the squid's body, giving the whale the advantage it needs. But the squid doesn't go down without a fight. Using jet propulsion, it can accelerate instantly in any direction, its tentacles lashing out to find purchase on the whale's massive head. Those rotating hooks are designed to dig deep and hold fast, turning the encounter into a grappling match between giants. The squid's strategy is to target the whale's eyes and blowhole, vulnerable points on an otherwise nearly impervious opponent. Its beak can slice through blubber and muscle, seeking vital arteries or attempting to damage the whale's ability to echolocate. Some scars found on sperm whales suggest that large squid have actually managed to wrap tentacles around the whale's lower jaw, potentially attempting to prevent the whale from opening its mouth. These battles can last hours, with both titans using every evolutionary advantage at their disposal. The whale uses its bulk and powerful tail flukes to batter the squid, while the cephalopod relies on its flexibility and multiple limbs to find weak points in the whale's defenses. The crushing pressure of the deep ocean becomes both battlefield and weapon, with rapid depth changes potentially giving advantage to whichever combatant can adapt more quickly. The outcome isn't always predetermined. While sperm whales are successful hunters of giant squid, evidence suggests that the largest cephalopods can fight off even adult whales. Some whale carcasses have been found with squid tentacle marks on their throats, suggesting that particularly large squid may occasionally succeed in killing their would-be predators. These epic encounters highlight the sophisticated evolutionary arms race that has played out in the deep ocean for millions of years. Both species have evolved specifically to counter the other's advantages. Whales developing more powerful sonar and stronger jaws, squid evolving larger size, sharper hooks, and more flexible bodies. Between the surface and the abyss lies a realm of perpetual twilight, the mesopelagic zone. Here, in waters where sunlight fails and darkness begins, evolution has created some of the ocean's most ingenious predators. This zone, extending from 200 to 1,000 meters deep, represents the largest habitat on Earth by volume, yet it remains largely unexplored. The Twilight Zone is defined by scarcity, both of light and food. This has driven evolution to create predators with extraordinary adaptations, creatures that blur the line between science and science fiction. Every expedition into these waters reveals new species, new hunting strategies, new forms of predatory perfection. In this realm, bioluminescence becomes the primary currency of survival. Nearly every creature produces its own light, creating a three-dimensional constellation of potential predators and prey. For hunters in the Twilight Zone, the ability to produce, control, and interpret biological light signals can mean the difference between success and starvation. The goblin shark represents one of evolution's most bizarre success stories in this environment. This living fossil has remained virtually unchanged for 125 million years, a testament to the perfection of its design for Twilight Zone hunting. The goblin shark's most remarkable feature is completely hidden until the moment of attack, extendable jaws that can shoot forward with lightning speed. The mechanism behind this jaw extension is purely mechanical, operated by hydraulic pressure rather than muscle contraction. When the shark detects prey within range, it rapidly expands its pharynx, creating a suction effect that pulls the jaws forward up to 3 inches beyond the skull. This allows the goblin shark to capture prey that thought itself safely out of range. A devastating surprise attack in the dim waters of the Twilight Zone. Goblin sharks represent a completely different hunting philosophy from their surface-dwelling relatives. Where great whites rely on speed and power, goblins use patience and stealth. They can remain motionless for hours, their slow metabolism allowing them to survive long periods between meals. Their pinkish coloration actually serves as camouflage in the Twilight Zone, where the faint, downwelling light takes on a similar hue. The six-gill shark presents another fascinating adaptation to Twilight Zone hunting. These prehistoric giants can reach 20 feet in length and live for over 400 years, making them among the longest-lived vertebrates on Earth. They've survived every mass extinction event, adapting their hunting strategies to exploit the unique conditions of the deep Twilight waters. Unlike their more famous cousins, six-gill sharks have evolved cooperative hunting behaviors that challenge our understanding of shark intelligence. Recent research using deep-sea cameras has revealed that these supposedly primitive sharks actually employ sophisticated pack hunting strategies, coordinating attacks on large prey items that would be impossible for a single individual to handle. The coordination required for these group hunts suggests a level of communication and social organization previously thought impossible in sharks. Six-gill sharks can somehow coordinate their movements across vast, three-dimensional spaces, timing their attacks to maximize efficiency and minimize competition between pack members. Another remarkable Twilight Zone predator is the giant isopod, a crustacean that looks like something from an alien world. Growing up to 2 feet long, these armored hunters represent the extreme end of deep-sea gigantism. Their hunting strategy is based on scavenging and opportunistic predation, using their powerful claws to tear apart anything from dead whales to live fish. Giant isopods embody the feast or famine lifestyle of the deep ocean. They can survive over 4 years without food, slowing their metabolism to barely detectable levels. When food does become available, they can consume up to 4 times their own body weight in a single feeding. Their expandable stomachs allowing them to take advantage of rare opportunities in the food-scarce Twilight Zone. The vampire squid, despite its ominous name, represents one of the most elegant solutions to Twilight Zone's survival. Neither squid nor octopus, this unique cephalopod has evolved a hunting strategy based entirely on detritus, the marine snow of organic particles that drifts down from the productive surface waters. Using specialized filaments that can extend to twice its body length, the vampire squid creates a living net to capture particles of organic matter. This strategy allows it to exploit a food source that other predators ignore, carving out a unique ecological niche in the competitive Twilight Zone environment. The vampire squid's bioluminescent displays are among the most sophisticated in the ocean. It can produce light from multiple organs across its body, creating complex patterns that serve as both communication and defense mechanisms. When threatened, it can produce a cloud of bioluminescent mucus while simultaneously turning itself inside out, presenting a completely different appearance to potential predators. Every night, as darkness falls across the world's oceans, the planet witnesses its greatest migration. Billions upon billions of creatures rise from the Twilight Zone and deeper waters, ascending thousands of feet to feed in the plankton-rich surface waters. This daily vertical migration involves more biomass than any terrestrial migration, creating feeding opportunities that ocean predators have learned to exploit with remarkable precision. This migration was so massive that early sonar operators mistook it for the seafloor itself, creating what became known as the deep scattering layer. The layer appeared to rise and fall with the sun, baffling scientists until they realized they were detecting one of Earth's most fundamental ecological processes. The migrants include everything from tiny copepods to large squid, fish of every description, and jellyfish that pulse through the water like living parachutes. Each species follows its own precise schedule, timed to maximize feeding opportunities while minimizing predation risk. The result is a complex, layered migration that creates hunting opportunities at every depth and every hour of the night. For predators, this migration represents opportunity on an unimaginable scale. Surface hunters can dive deeper to intercept rising prey, while deep-water specialists rise higher than their normal range. The boundaries between ocean zones blur into a chaotic feeding frenzy that redistributes nutrients and energy throughout the water column. Blue sharks have evolved to become masters of this vertical feeding phenomenon. These sleek nomads of the open ocean don't just hunt, they follow the migration with the precision of guided missiles. Using their exceptional sensing abilities, blue sharks can detect the approaching wall of migrating organisms hours before it reaches their depth. Blue sharks represent a different kind of apex predator, not the ambush hunter like the great white, but an endurance specialist built for the vast emptiness of the open ocean. Their streamlined bodies and efficient swimming style allow them to travel thousands of miles with minimal energy expenditure, following ocean currents and thermal boundaries in pursuit of migrating prey. During the vertical migration, blue sharks demonstrate remarkable behavioral flexibility. They adjust their hunting depth throughout the night, following different prey species as they rise and fall in the water column. This requires not just physical adaptation, but cognitive mapping of a three-dimensional, constantly changing hunting ground. The lanternfish represent one of the most important components of the vertical migration, and their interactions with predators showcase the evolutionary arms race that drives deep-sea ecology. These small fish possess sophisticated bioluminescent displays that serve multiple functions: communication, camouflage, and predator avoidance. Lanternfish can coordinate their light displays across entire schools, creating confusion patterns that make it difficult for predators to target individual fish. They can also match the downwelling light from above, effectively erasing their silhouettes when viewed from below. This counter-illumination camouflage requires real-time adjustment of light intensity and color, a biological technology that rivals human engineering. The vertical migration also creates opportunities for ambush predators that position themselves along the migration routes. Certain species of deep-sea anglerfish have evolved to hover at specific depths where migrating prey is concentrated, using their bioluminescent lures to attract victims from the passing masses. These anglerfish represent one of the most extreme examples of sexual dimorphism in the animal kingdom, with tiny parasitic males fusing permanently to the much larger females. This bizarre reproductive strategy is actually an adaptation to the sparse population densities of the deep ocean by ensuring that males are always available when females are ready to reproduce. Anglerfish maximize their reproductive success in an environment where finding a mate might otherwise be impossible. The vertical migration creates a massive pump that moves nutrients between ocean layers. Creatures feed in the nutrient-rich surface waters at night, then return to depth during the day, where they excrete waste products that fertilize the deep water environment. This biological pump is essential to ocean productivity and plays a crucial role in global climate regulation. Life in the deep ocean requires solutions to problems that don't exist anywhere else on Earth. The crushing pressure, eternal darkness, and extreme cold have driven evolution to create biological technologies that seem impossible by surface standards. Understanding these adaptations reveals the incredible plasticity of life and the lengths to which evolution will go to exploit every available niche. At depths of 4,000 meters, pressure reaches 400 times that at sea level, enough to crush a human body instantly. Yet deep-sea predators not only survive these conditions, they thrive in them. The key is eliminating air spaces that would collapse under pressure. Deep-sea fish lack swim bladders, instead relying on specialized fats and oils for buoyancy control. The giant tube worms that cluster around deep-sea hydrothermal vents represent one of the most remarkable adaptations to extreme environments. These creatures have no digestive system, instead relying on symbiotic bacteria that convert toxic hydrogen sulfide into food. The worms provide the bacteria with hydrogen sulfide and oxygen, while the bacteria provide nutrients, a partnership that allows complex ecosystems to thrive in one of Earth's most hostile environments. Around these hydrothermal vents, an entire food web exists based on chemosynthesis rather than photosynthesis. Giant crabs with legs spanning 3 feet hunt smaller crustaceans, while scale worms prey on tube worm colonies. The heat from the vents creates thermal gradients that some predators use for navigation, following temperature changes to locate new hunting grounds. The deep-sea environment has also produced some of the most efficient predators on Earth. The barrel-eye fish possesses a transparent head and tubular eyes that can rotate upward to spot prey silhouetted against the faint light filtering down from above. This remarkable adaptation allows the fish to remain perfectly camouflaged while maintaining constant surveillance of the waters above. Many deep-sea predators have evolved expandable stomachs and jaws that allow them to consume prey larger than themselves. The black swallower can engulf fish 10 times its own weight, its stomach expanding to accommodate massive meals. This adaptation is crucial in an environment where the next meal might be weeks or months away. The metabolic strategies employed by deep-sea predators border on the miraculous. Some species can slow their metabolism to near-death levels, reducing their energy requirements to survive extended periods without food. The giant Pacific octopus can reduce its oxygen consumption by over 90%, essentially entering a state of suspended animation when prey is scarce. Bioluminescence reaches its pinnacle in the deep ocean, with over 90% of creatures below 500 meters producing their own light. This biological light serves multiple functions: communication, camouflage, hunting, and defense. The complexity of these light displays rivals any terrestrial animal communication system. The deep-sea anglerfish takes bioluminescent hunting to its logical extreme. The lure dangling in front of its mouth contains millions of bacteria that produce a steady glow, attracting prey in the absolute darkness of the deep. Different species have evolved different lure shapes and light patterns, creating a diverse array of biological fishing equipment. Some deep-sea creatures have evolved the ability to produce different colors of bioluminescent light, using specialized photophores that can generate red, blue, or green illumination. This allows for complex communication systems and provides camouflage advantages in different situations. The pressure-adapted proteins found in deep-sea organisms are providing insights that could revolutionize biotechnology. These proteins maintain their structure and function under conditions that would destroy surface proteins, potentially leading to new industrial processes and medical treatments. While the giant squid has captured human imagination for centuries, an even more formidable cephalopod lurks in the Southern Ocean's depths. The colossal squid, Mesonychoteuthis hamiltoni, is not just larger than its famous relative. It's built like a biological battle tank, equipped with weapons that make the giant squid's armament look primitive. Where giant squid are built for speed and stealth, colossal squid are designed for power and intimidation. Their mantles are proportionally wider and more muscular, and their tentacles are armed with rotating hooks that dwarf those of their northern cousins. These hooks can be up to 2 inches long and are equipped with 3-pointed claws that ensure no prey escapes once caught. The colossal squid's eyes are proportionally larger than those of giant squid, adapted for hunting in the perpetually dark waters of the Southern Ocean. These eyes, the largest of any animal at up to 11 inches across, are equipped with built-in headlights, specialized bioluminescent organs that can illuminate prey at close range. Unlike giant squid, which are relatively streamlined for their size, colossal squid are built for ambush hunting. Their more robust body plan suggests a hunting strategy based on overwhelming power rather than pursuit. They likely hang motionless in the water column, using their bioluminescent displays to lure prey within range of their devastating tentacles. The colossal squid's beak is proportionally larger and more robust than that of the giant squid, capable of processing much larger prey items. Analysis of beak fragments found in sperm whale stomachs suggests these creatures regularly tackle prey items that would challenge even adult whales, potentially including other large cephalopods and deep-sea fish of considerable size. What makes the colossal squid particularly formidable is its apparent intelligence combined with its physical arsenal. Like other large cephalopods, colossal squid possess distributed nervous systems that allow for complex, coordinated behaviors. However, their brain-to-body ratio suggests a level of intelligence that may exceed even that of giant squid. Recent analysis of colossal squid specimens has revealed sophisticated muscle arrangements that allow for incredibly precise control of tentacle movement. This precision, combined with their size and weaponry, makes them perhaps the most formidable invertebrate predator in Earth's oceans. The colossal squid's interactions with sperm whales represent some of the most violent predator-prey encounters on the planet. The scars left by colossal squid hooks are distinctly different from those made by giant squid, deeper, more numerous, and arranged in patterns that suggest prolonged struggles between titans of roughly equal size and determination. Some researchers hypothesize that the largest colossal squid specimens may actually prey on juvenile sperm whales, reversing the typical predator-prey relationship. The evidence is circumstantial but compelling. Whale carcasses found with patterns of damage consistent with large cephalopod attacks and the discovery of colossal squid remains in the stomachs of whales that showed signs of recent severe combat. The deep ocean serves as a refuge for some of shark evolution's most ancient lineages. These living fossils have survived in the abyss, while their surface-dwelling relatives evolved along different paths, creating a window into the ocean's prehistoric past. The frilled shark appears virtually unchanged from fossils 150 million years old, earning it the nickname living fossil. With its eel-like body and primitive gill slits, the frilled shark looks more like a sea serpent than a modern shark. But this ancient appearance masks sophisticated adaptations for deep-sea hunting. Frilled sharks can unhinge their jaws like snakes, allowing them to swallow prey items much larger than their narrow heads would suggest. Their needle-sharp teeth, arranged in multiple rows, are designed to grip slippery prey like squid and fish. The backward curving teeth ensure that anything caught in the frilled shark's mouth has no chance of escape. These primitive sharks hunt using a strike-and-hold strategy rather than the hit-and-run tactics of their surface relatives. They can strike with lightning speed, despite their seemingly sluggish appearance, coiling their serpentine bodies like a spring before launching at prey with devastating accuracy. The Greenland shark represents another extreme of deep-sea survival, adapted not just for depth, but for the crushing cold of Arctic waters. These massive sharks, some reaching 24 feet in length, are among the longest-lived vertebrates on Earth, with some specimens estimated to be over 400 years old. Greenland sharks move with glacial slowness, typically cruising at less than 1 mile per hour. Yet they're successful predators of seals, fish, and even polar bears. Their hunting success comes from patience and opportunity rather than speed. They're the ultimate ambush predators, capable of waiting motionless for hours until prey ventures within range. The longevity of Greenland sharks is linked to their extremely slow metabolism, itself an adaptation to the cold, food-poor environment of the deep Arctic Ocean. They grow incredibly slowly, not reaching sexual maturity until they're over 100 years old. This life history strategy allows them to survive in an environment where rapid growth and reproduction would be impossible. Perhaps most remarkably, many Greenland sharks are effectively blind, their eyes clouded by parasitic copepods that attach permanently to their corneas. Rather than being a handicap, this blindness may actually be adaptive. In the perpetual darkness of the deep Arctic Ocean, eyes are less useful than other senses, and the metabolic energy saved by not maintaining vision can be redirected to other functions. The sleeper sharks, relatives of the Greenland shark, have colonized deep waters throughout the world's oceans. Pacific sleeper sharks dive to depths of over 6,000 feet, hunting everything from squid to marine mammals. Their hunting strategy combines the patience of their Arctic relatives with more active pursuit when opportunities arise. These deep-sea sharks possess enlarged livers filled with squalene, a low-density oil that provides buoyancy without the need for a gas-filled swim bladder. This adaptation allows them to dive to crushing depths without the buoyancy problems that would affect surface sharks. The cookie-cutter shark represents one of the most unusual feeding strategies in the shark world. Rather than killing their prey outright, these small deep-sea sharks attach to large marine animals and use their specialized teeth to carve out perfect circular plugs of flesh. They've been found attached to everything, from whales to nuclear submarines, their powerful suction allowing them to hang on while they feed. The cookie cutter's feeding strategy is so effective that it can sustain itself on relatively few feeding events. A single plug of whale blubber can provide enough energy for weeks or months, allowing these sharks to survive in the nutrient-poor deep ocean where conventional hunting strategies would fail. The predators of the deep ocean represent some of evolution's most sophisticated biomechanical achievements. Every aspect of their anatomy has been refined by millions of years of natural selection to create killing machines perfectly adapted to their extreme environment. The sperm whale's spermaceti organ is perhaps the most complex acoustic system in the natural world. This massive structure, weighing up to 4 tons in large males, functions as a biological sound cannon capable of focusing acoustic energy with remarkable precision. The organ contains specialized waxes that can be heated or cooled to change their density, allowing the whale to focus or defocus its sonar beam as needed. The mechanics of sperm whale echolocation involve a complex interplay between the spermaceti organ, the whale's skull structure, and specialized air sacs. Sound generated by the whale's phonax lips bounces between reflective surfaces in the head, building in intensity before being focused and projected forward. The returning echoes are received through the whale's lower jaw and processed by a brain, capable of creating detailed three-dimensional acoustic images. This system is so efficient that sperm whales can echolocate prey from distances of over a mile, even in the cluttered acoustic environment of the deep ocean. They can distinguish between different species of squid based on their acoustic signatures, and they can even detect prey hiding motionless on the seafloor. The giant squid's tentacle system represents another marvel of biological engineering. Each tentacle contains over 40 million nerve fibers, allowing for incredibly precise control and sensory feedback. The tentacles can taste and smell objects they touch, providing detailed chemical information about potential prey or threats. The tentacle's club-shaped end contains the squid's most sophisticated weapons, rotating hooks embedded in powerful suckers. These hooks can rotate independently, allowing the squid to maintain its grip even as prey struggles. The hooks are made of chitin, reinforced with metal ions, making them harder than many synthetic materials. The giant squid's jet propulsion system allows for rapid acceleration in any direction, a capability that requires precise coordination of muscle contractions around the mantle cavity. The squid can instantly switch from slow cruising to explosive acceleration, generating thrust forces proportional to those produced by high-performance aircraft engines. The pressure adaptations of deep-sea predators involve biochemical modifications that seem impossible by surface standards. Deep-sea proteins are stabilized by specialized amino acid sequences that maintain their structure under crushing pressure. These pressure-adapted enzymes actually function better at depth than at surface pressure, representing a complete biochemical redesign. Deep-sea predators have also evolved specialized circulation systems to deal with the extreme conditions. Some species have developed multiple hearts, or specialized blood proteins that can carry oxygen more efficiently in the cold, high-pressure environment. The giant Pacific octopus has 3 hearts, 2 that pump blood to the gills and a main heart that circulates blood through the body. The bioluminescent systems of deep-sea predators represent some of the most efficient light sources known to science. Deep-sea organisms can convert chemical energy to light with nearly 100% efficiency, compared to traditional incandescent bulbs that waste 95% of their energy as heat. This biological light is created through the interaction of luciferin and luciferase, but deep-sea species have evolved dozens of variations on this basic chemistry. Many deep-sea predators possess specialized organs called photophores that can produce different colors and intensities of light. These organs often contain complex lens systems and reflectors that can focus or diffuse the light as needed, creating everything from pinpoint spotlights to broad floodlights. The vampire squid's bioluminescent defense system is particularly sophisticated, involving multiple photophore types that can create coordinated light displays across the animal's body. When threatened, it can produce a spectacular light show that confuses predators while simultaneously ejecting a cloud of glowing mucus that continues to glow for several minutes after the squid has escaped. The deep ocean has been the stage for evolutionary arms races spanning hundreds of millions of years. The extreme environment has driven predators and prey to develop increasingly sophisticated adaptations, creating an ongoing cycle of evolutionary one-upmanship that continues today. The relationship between sperm whales and giant cephalopods represents one of the most dramatic examples of co-evolution in the animal kingdom. As whales developed more powerful sonar and diving capabilities, squid evolved better camouflage and more effective defensive strategies. This evolutionary dance has produced some of the most remarkable creatures on Earth. Giant squid have evolved the ability to detect sperm whale echolocation and respond with specific defensive behaviors. When they sense approaching whale cliques, they can instantly change their body posture and coloration to minimize their acoustic signature. Some species can even alter their internal density to reduce the acoustic contrast that makes them visible to whale sonar. In response, sperm whales have developed increasingly sophisticated hunting strategies that account for squid defensive behaviors. They've learned to approach from unexpected angles, to coordinate group hunts that overwhelm squid defenses, and to use their sonar in ways that minimize warning to their prey. The arms race extends beyond just whale-squid interactions. Deep-sea fish have evolved increasingly sophisticated camouflage systems in response to predation pressure from cephalopods and marine mammals. Counter-illumination camouflage, where fish match the downwelling light from above, has become so refined that some species can adjust their belly lights in real time to match changing light conditions. Predators have responded by evolving new hunting strategies that don't rely on visual detection. Some deep-sea sharks have developed extremely sensitive lateral line systems that can detect the minute water movements created by swimming prey, even when that prey is perfectly camouflaged. The evolution of bioluminescence in the deep ocean represents another fascinating arms race. What began as simple light production for communication has evolved into complex systems for hunting, defense, and deception. Some predators use bioluminescent lures to attract prey, while others use sudden bright flashes to blind and confuse their victims. Prey species have countered with their own bioluminescent defenses, burglar alarms that attract larger predators to attack their immediate threat, or coordinated light displays that make it difficult for predators to target individual animals in a group. The chemical warfare of the deep ocean is equally sophisticated. Many deep-sea creatures produce toxins, either for defense or to subdue prey. The vampire squid's bioluminescent mucus isn't just a distraction. It contains compounds that can irritate predator sensory systems, providing additional protection during escape attempts. Some deep-sea predators have evolved resistance to these toxins and can even concentrate them in their own tissues, becoming toxic themselves. This creates cascade effects through the food web, with top predators becoming repositories for the most potent chemical defenses produced by their prey. In the deep ocean, where there's nowhere to hide, the ability to become invisible or to appear as something else can mean the difference between life and death. Deep-sea predators have evolved some of the most sophisticated camouflage and mimicry systems in the natural world. The mimic octopus of the deep Indo-Pacific represents the pinnacle of marine mimicry. This remarkable cephalopod can imitate the appearance and behavior of over 15 different species, including flatfish, lionfish, and even sea snakes. Each mimicry performance is precise, with the octopus matching not just the visual appearance, but also the movement patterns of its chosen model. The mimic octopus's ability extends beyond simple imitation. It can assess threats and choose appropriate mimics for specific situations. When threatened by a fish predator, it might become a toxic flatfish. When facing a different type of threat, it might transform into a lionfish with venomous spines. This behavioral flexibility requires not just physical adaptability, but sophisticated decision-making capabilities. Deep-sea anglerfish have evolved perhaps the most elaborate deception system in the ocean, their bioluminescent lures. These living fishing rods dangle in front of the fish's mouth, equipped with species-specific light patterns that mimic the appearance of small prey species. The lures can pulse, flash, or glow steadily, creating irresistible targets for hungry fish. Different anglerfish species have evolved lures that mimic different prey types. Some lures resemble small worms, others imitate copepods, and some even mimic the bioluminescent displays of other fish. The specificity of these lures suggests that different anglerfish species are specialized for hunting particular types of prey. The barrel-eye fish has evolved a different type of deception, architectural camouflage. Its transparent head makes it nearly invisible when viewed from below, while its upward-pointing tubular eyes allow it to spot prey silhouetted against the faint light from above. This fish essentially becomes a living window, invisible to prey swimming overhead while maintaining perfect surveillance of its hunting ground. Cuttlefish, though primarily shallow water animals, have relatives in the deep ocean that have refined camouflage to an art form. These deep-sea cephalopods can match not just the color, but also the texture and even the three-dimensional shape of their surroundings. They can become living coral, rocky outcrops, or patches of marine snow, switching between disguises in seconds. The sophistication of cephalopod camouflage extends to their ability to create false signals for predators. Some species can display threat patterns on one side of their body while showing submission patterns on the other, confusing potential threats about the animal's actual size, species, or emotional state. Counter-illumination represents another sophisticated form of deep-sea camouflage. Many fish and cephalopods possess light-producing organs on their undersides that can match the intensity and color of downwelling light from above. This effectively erases their silhouette when viewed from below, making them invisible to predators attacking from the depths. The precision required for effective counter-illumination is extraordinary. The animals must constantly adjust their light output to match changing conditions, accounting for depth, time of day, weather conditions at the surface, and even the angle of view. Some species have developed automatic systems that use photosensitive cells to make these adjustments without conscious control. Aggressive mimicry, where predators disguise themselves as harmless or beneficial species, has reached remarkable sophistication in the deep ocean. Some deep-sea fish have evolved to mimic cleaner species, attracting clients that expect grooming services but instead become meals. The precision of these mimics extends to behavioral patterns as well as physical appearance. The deep ocean's food web is one of the most complex and interconnected on Earth. Unlike terrestrial ecosystems, where energy flows primarily from plants through herbivores to carnivores, the deep ocean relies on a complex network of energy sources and pathways that create opportunities for predation at every level. Marine snow, the constant shower of organic particles falling from the productive surface waters, forms the foundation of deep-sea nutrition. This seemingly insignificant debris supports vast communities of filter feeders and detritus processors, which in turn become prey for increasingly larger predators. The efficiency with which deep-sea ecosystems capture and process this falling organic matter is remarkable. Whale falls represent massive injections of energy into the deep-sea system. When a large whale dies and sinks to the seafloor, it creates an oasis of food that can support unique communities for decades. These whale fall ecosystems go through distinct stages, each supporting different types of predators and prey relationships. The initial scavenging stage attracts large mobile predators, six-gill sharks, sleeper sharks, and giant isopods that can consume massive amounts of whale tissue in relatively short periods. This stage can last several years, during which the whale carcass supports predator populations far exceeding the normal carrying capacity of the surrounding deep-sea environment. As the whale fall transitions to later stages, it supports increasingly specialized communities. Bone-eating worms colonize the skeleton, their symbiotic bacteria breaking down whale oil stored in the bones. These worms become prey for specialized predators adapted to exploit whale-fall environments. Hydrothermal vents create another unique deep-sea ecosystem based on chemosynthesis rather than photosynthesis. The predators around these vents have evolved to exploit the unique opportunities presented by dense concentrations of chemosynthetic organisms. Vent crabs with their massive claws prey on tube worms and other vent fauna, while specialized fish species hunt in the warm, toxic waters surrounding the vents. The interconnectedness of deep-sea food webs means that changes in one component can have cascading effects throughout the system. The decline of large whale populations due to commercial whaling has likely had profound effects on deep-sea ecosystems that we're only beginning to understand. Deal vertical migration creates dynamic connections between different ocean zones, with predators timing their movements to intercept migrating prey. This creates temporal niches where different predator species can exploit the same migration corridor at different times, maximizing the efficiency of energy transfer between ocean layers. The deep-sea food web also includes surprising predator-prey relationships that challenge conventional understanding. Recent discoveries have revealed that some deep-sea creatures previously thought to be passive filter feeders are actually active predators, while some assumed predators spend significant portions of their time filter feeding or scavenging. Deep-sea predators often exhibit extreme dietary flexibility, switching between predatory strategies depending on prey availability and environmental conditions. This adaptability is crucial in an environment where food sources can be unpredictable and seasonal variations in prey abundance can be extreme. The deep ocean is not immune to the changes occurring at Earth's surface. Climate change is altering deep-sea environments in ways that are affecting predator-prey relationships and ecosystem structure throughout the water column. Ocean acidification, caused by increased absorption of atmospheric carbon dioxide, is changing the chemistry of seawater in ways that affect many deep-sea organisms. Calcifying organisms that form the base of many deep-sea food webs are particularly vulnerable, with potential cascading effects on predator populations. Warming surface waters are changing the patterns of deep water formation and circulation, affecting the transport of nutrients and oxygen to the deep ocean. These changes could alter the distribution and abundance of deep-sea prey species, forcing predators to adapt their hunting strategies and ranges. The expansion of oxygen minimum zones, areas of water with very low oxygen concentrations, is creating new challenges for deep-sea predators. While some species are adapted to low oxygen environments, others may find their habitat compressed as oxygen-poor water expands into traditionally well-oxygenated depths. Changes in surface productivity due to shifting ocean temperatures and chemistry are affecting the amount and quality of marine snow falling to the deep ocean. This could have profound effects on deep-sea food webs that depend on this organic input for energy. The deep-sea mining industry poses new threats to deep-sea predators and their prey. The noise, sediment disturbance, and habitat destruction associated with deep-sea mining could disrupt predator-prey relationships and eliminate critical habitat for vulnerable species. Plastic pollution is reaching even the deepest parts of the ocean, with microplastics found in the stomachs of deep-sea creatures from the deepest ocean trenches. The long-term effects of this contamination on predator health and ecosystem function are still being studied, but early indications suggest widespread impacts. Commercial fishing is increasingly targeting deep-sea species as surface fish stocks decline. This new fishing pressure could alter predator-prey balances in ways that have never been experienced in deep-sea ecosystems. Despite these challenges, the deep ocean's vast size and extreme conditions may provide some protection against rapid environmental change. The thermal inertia of deep water means that temperature changes occur more slowly at depth, potentially giving deep-sea ecosystems time to adapt. Despite centuries of ocean exploration, we have barely scratched the surface of deep-sea biodiversity. Scientists estimate that up to 2/3 of deep-sea species remain undiscovered, suggesting that many of the ocean's most remarkable predators are still waiting to be found. Recent technological advances in deep-sea exploration are revolutionizing our understanding of deep-sea predation. Autonomous underwater vehicles, equipped with sophisticated cameras and sensors, are providing unprecedented views of predator behavior in their natural environment. These observations are revealing hunting strategies and predator-prey interactions that were previously impossible to study. Environmental DNA sampling is allowing researchers to detect the presence of species that have never been directly observed. By analyzing water samples for genetic material, scientists can identify predators and prey species and even gain insights into their relative abundance and distribution. Deep-sea genomics is revealing the molecular basis of extreme environment adaptations. The genetic sequences of deep-sea predators are providing insights into how evolution has solved the challenges of life in the abyss, potentially leading to biotechnological applications in medicine and industry. New species of deep-sea predators continue to be discovered with each deep-sea expedition. Recent discoveries include new species of giant squid relatives, previously unknown shark species, and entirely new groups of predatory organisms that don't fit existing taxonomic categories. The discovery of new deep-sea habitats continues to expand our understanding of where predators can survive and thrive. Cold seeps, underwater waterfalls, and deep-sea coral gardens are proving to support unique predator communities adapted to these specialized environments. Advances in deep-sea acoustics are providing new insights into how predators use sound for hunting and communication. The deep ocean is revealing itself to be a surprisingly noisy place, full of acoustic interactions between predators and prey that we're only beginning to understand. Long-term monitoring programs are beginning to reveal patterns in deep-sea predator populations and behavior that occur over decades or centuries. These studies are providing crucial baseline data for understanding how deep-sea ecosystems function and how they might respond to future environmental changes. The integration of artificial intelligence with deep-sea observation systems is automating the detection and analysis of predator behavior, allowing researchers to process vast amounts of data that would be impossible to analyze manually. These systems are identifying new predator species and behaviors from archived footage that human observers missed. International collaboration in deep-sea research is accelerating the pace of discovery. Shared databases, coordinated expeditions, and standardized monitoring protocols are creating a global picture of deep-sea predation that no single nation or institution could achieve alone. In the depths of our oceans, an ancient drama continues to unfold. Here, in waters that have remained largely unchanged for millions of years, predators perfected by evolution continue their eternal hunt. These creatures represent life pushed to its absolute limits, intelligence operating under crushing pressure, power unleashed in absolute darkness, and beauty existing where no eye will ever see it. The sperm whale continues its deep dives, its massive brain processing acoustic information from across miles of ocean as it searches for the giant cephalopods that have been its prey for millions of years. Each hunt is a test of intelligence against intelligence, with both predator and prey employing strategies refined by eons of evolutionary arms racing. The giant squid drifts in the eternal darkness, its dinner plate eyes scanning for the faintest trace of bioluminescence that might reveal prey or predator. Its tentacles, armed with rotating hooks and guided by distributed intelligence, are ready to strike with lightning precision at anything that ventures within range. In the Twilight Zone, the daily migration continues as it has for countless millennia. Billions of creatures rise and fall through the water column, creating feeding opportunities that predators have learned to exploit with remarkable precision. Each night, the boundaries between ocean zones blur as predators follow their prey through vertical migrations that span thousands of feet. The great white shark patrols the surface waters, its senses attuned to every vibration, every chemical trace that might indicate prey. Despite millions of years of evolution, it remains perfectly adapted for its role as apex predator of the sunlit seas. These predators remind us that our planet still holds mysteries beyond imagination. In the vast, dark expanses of the deep ocean, creatures of legend continue to hunt and be hunted in an ecosystem that operates by rules we're only beginning to understand. The deep ocean represents Earth's last great frontier, a realm where discoveries await that could revolutionize our understanding of life itself. Every dive into the abyss reveals new predators, new hunting strategies, and new examples of life's incredible adaptability. As we stand on the surface, looking out at the seemingly empty ocean, it's humbling to remember that beneath our feet lies a three-dimensional wilderness, populated by predators that dwarf any terrestrial carnivore. These are the true rulers of our planet, creatures that have mastered domains we can barely survive in, using senses we can barely comprehend, and employing hunting strategies that challenge our understanding of animal intelligence. The hunt in the deep ocean continues as it has for hundreds of millions of years. In the crushing darkness of the abyss, giants battle giants in encounters that no human will ever witness. This is predation stripped to its essence: survival, intelligence, and power operating at scales that dwarf human experience. These are the hunters of the deep, the predators beneath the waves. In their eternal hunt, they embody the raw power of evolution and the remarkable adaptability of life. They remind us that our planet is far wilder, far more mysterious, and far more wonderful than we ever dared imagine. The ocean keeps its secrets, but sometimes, if we're very lucky, we get glimpses of the magnificent predators that rule the deep. In those rare moments, we see creatures that seem too fantastic to be real, too perfectly adapted to be possible, too intelligent to exist in the alien world of the abyss. Yet they do exist, and they continue their ancient hunt in the deepest, darkest places on Earth. They are the ultimate expression of predatory perfection, the culmination of millions of years of evolutionary refinement, the true masters of our blue planet. In the end, the story of deep-sea predators is the story of life itself, adaptable, resilient, and magnificent beyond measure. They are the hunters of the deep, and they will continue their eternal hunt long after our own species has vanished, a testament to the power of evolution and the incredible diversity of life on Earth.